the same vision, the same goal, the same values as you, and you guys already are partnering on something and it's going fantastic and you're actually having fun doing it, not just making money, but actually having fun doing it, enjoying every single day, enjoying the process more than the outcomes, then I mean, yeah, I would say 100% partner up. I mean, you guys already have a partnership going with Zapier. So I just think you guys doing deals together, you've done deals together multiple times.
What synergies are happening now? Where were your businesses when you guys were by yourself versus where it is now that you guys have partnered up?
Yeah. You want to take this one first, John?
Yeah. So, I mean, my business was just starting. I joined Astro Flipping in December of 2021. I called my first agent and started taking action January 24th of 2022. Got my first deal done in April. Quit my job in June. I had not done my second deal yet. Quit my job in June, and then July happened. I was able to get 5 done. Then August happened, and I had to cancel like 10 or 15 contracts. And then September is when me and Mahmoud kind of started building SnapFlip. So I had done 6 deals in total before, or 5 deals in total before Mahmoud and I partnered up for like a total of like $25,000.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the question was like, what was different? Like, what can you phrase?
Yeah. Like, what did you know? How did your businesses start changing once you partnered up?
Oh, I didn't even answer that part. Whoops.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned it in the answer to the previous question briefly, but basically, yeah, I mean, it went from, I think I had done a little over 200 and something 50 transactions. And I basically it was essentially like a downhill roller coaster. So it's kind of like for like immediate, if you're talking about it like income based, it went straight downhill and expected because you're now starting from scratch. You're building from brand new. But in terms of what I call like future equity, right? So it's kind of like when in terms of like how future proof my business endeavors were, I felt like it went straight uphill. So like nothing that I was doing was future proof at the time at all. It was all now. It was nothing. Like I know how to wholesale. I don't know how to do anything else. I don't know what to do in my money when it came in. I had no idea. It was just there and I would spend it and then more would come and it would just stay there. I didn't know anything about lending. I didn't know anything about what I was going to do.
Are you lending right now?
I have in the past. I've made some money doing it, but not really. I just basically invest. Yeah.
We should talk if you have some leftover money. Just gonna throw that out there. I'm sorry, but keep going.
Yeah, that's my it's also this thing is like when I was a kid, my parents would always tell me, like it's not good to take interest from people, and that kind of got in my moral compass and stuff, but that's a whole different thing. But basically, yeah, it went from, it went from like, I was doing all these deals to doing less, but now it felt like everything was starting to become future proof. Like now I could say like, we run an organization that is going to be around in 10 years, 20 years. And I feel that with every fiber of my being, right? That it's going to be around the year 2075. SnapFlip's going to be a giant name. I know that. Massive. And that created more purpose and more excitement. And I'm just way happier after that.
I love it. Awesome. My internal debate is just making the jump basically, because like I've been doing this internal debate for like a month now about like whether I should partner up or not, or because there's always the potential that you could hire like I've been looking up how much a systems engineer costs. Like, would that be better? Like, would this be better if I hired a systems engineer versus doing this or that? Or would it be better to just partner up? And it's always eating at me. That's why I wanted to have you guys on, is because this is like more of a personal thing for me. Is like, what should I do next? Right?
What's your gut telling you?
Well, it's kind of like
my gut is confused.
Well, it's like, what do you need, right? Like, do you feel you're running everything by yourself and it's good? What's missing, Jonah? Like, what do you not have?
What's missing? I mean, I know no matter what. So, for instance, let's get into this conversation. Let's turn this into business therapy for Jonah Corcoran. So, what is missing is 100% an integrator. The question is it smarter to do something like? Because here are the two options. One is it needs a COO at some point. Like I can do it, but it's like just not nearly as good. The question is do I build it up as much as I can and then hire a COO / a systems engineer? Because I looked it up. I'm like, oh, there are actually people who create systems as a job, right? Mm-hmm. But the question is that, yeah. And so it's a debate between like, do I just hire a systems engineer, do that, make that guy just the person who creates the systems, and then eventually hire a COO who's the person that can manage everything, or solve both at the same time and like give up 50% of my company and pass it off and do that so that we can go quicker. Right. So it's an eternal debate of like, man, it's
you also don't have to start off with 50.
Yeah. But also here's the thing too. It's also so imagine this, like, it's good to visualize, Jonah. Like, do you feel like if you had a guy who was just there on your team, right? Let's not talk about their compensation for a second. Let's say you had a guy that was there on your team that was just constantly, improving your processes, your systems, your integrations, all of that stuff. That's it. That's all they had to offer. That's it. Do you feel like that's it? That's all I need? I don't need anything else. I don't need a business partner to stand next to me. I just need a guy on my team that does that.
And not only to stand next to you, but to also check you too. Like, dude, I could have some ideas that are just out there, and Mahmoud's like, bro, no. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, actually. You know what I mean? Like, also like he's not just going to be, he's going to come from a whole nother standpoint of a viewpoint, right? And sometimes, especially as a visionary, you could have ideas that are just completely out there, and your integrator's like, bro, relax yourself. Like, that's not happening. Okay. Like,
well, I'm trying to see if he needs just an integrator or if he needs a partner like I am, right? Like
I would say I don't need somebody to check me. I don't feel like I need someone to check me. I'm pretty good at pivoting. Like, I'll come up with an idea, integrate it, and then if it's just not working out, I'm like, I just throw that out. Like, that's just not.
You might just hire a COO that's under you that just does all of that stuff. That might make more sense, because like for me, at least, when I decided to partner, it wasn't, that I just needed, like a lot more marketing, a lot more help, a lot more that. I needed a friend, man. I was lonely as fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
say that one more time.
I needed a friend. I was lonely as fuck. I needed a buddy, man. I needed someone to wake up and grind shit with every day, so I can feel like what I'm doing is fun, enjoyable. Like, that's what I needed. A lot more. That's actually that's the most important thing for me that I've gained is a new best friend. Like, that is like the most important. Everything else is dope. We're gonna build a massive empire, but like, that was the most important thing. So it's kind of like, if you're like, like, all I need is the technical capability, bro, you could hire that and be done with it and you're fine. But if you're trying to, because unless that's kind of what you need, it really doesn't make sense to force somebody into half of your equity just to get some technician help. There are tech consultants all over the place, right?
That's the thing.
It depends on having the fundamental awareness of what you need. For me, is because there was just so many different aspects that I felt that I was incomplete with in my business life, and automatically all of them got immediately satisfied, and vice versa when I partnered up with John.
And the basic, go on.
I was gonna say too, like, you don't have to start off with just giving somebody 50%. Like, you could start an integrator off on a salary and then be like, bro, this guy's badass. I want him to stay here. Let me offer him some equity in the company now. And then eventually he or she could become your partner. And another thing too is, like, when I asked you, like, what's your gut telling you, and you said I'm confused, I'm telling you it's not confused. If you have a goal that you want to accomplish and you have like the vision for your business, your subconscious mind, forget about how it's going to happen, but you have these gut feelings.
I have a gut. I know I need something like an integrator. The question is do I need it? I know it's either hire a COO or get an integrator business partner. And the question is because like you guys brought up a good point of speed. I think that's the biggest pro to partnering up is like to fill a COO role or for everything that needs to happen, it would be a few hires. It wouldn't be just one. It wouldn't just be a COO. It would be a systems engineer, somebody I can just tell and be like, create that. It would be a COO. It would be probably a manager or two also. Like it would be like probably like 4 different people instead of just having one person as that. So it's like an interesting thing of like, do I give up equity for speed of like doing it? And then there's the risk of, does it actually work out like as a partnership? Like, can you, I think the person, I mean, you both know the person I'm thinking of who would be the partner, but that, and I think like, because we partnered on Zapier and man, that is way easier of a business life. That is for sure. I'm like,
how do you guys work together?
I am just working way more on the fun stuff than the boring stuff, right? I can do the boring stuff and like, I'll do it in order to make stuff happen. Right. But we have been working really well together and like it does work well together. Right. So it's like it's just a gamble. It's like going to be like, am I just going to gamble it and say, screw it and hope for the best?
Everything's a gamble.
Also, life is a gamble.
Everything's a gamble. Man, starting this whole wholesaling operation, like going into business by yourself, that's a gamble. Like it's just, you're betting on yourselves. And if you trust that the person that's to the right of you or to the left of you, wherever you're sitting, is going to do what they need to do, and they share the same, like we said in the beginning, the same vision, the same goal, the same values as you, and you guys already are partnering on something, and it's going fantastic, and you're actually having fun doing it, not just making money, but actually having fun doing it, enjoying every single day, enjoying the process more than the outcomes. Then, I mean, yeah, I would say 100% partner up. I mean, you guys already have a partnership going with Zapier, so I just think you guys doing deals together, you've done deals together multiple times. Right.
Yeah, it's worked
the
out
only
really
thing you guys would have to do is, if you guys are serious about it, sit down on a Zoom together, and whatever reservations you each have, like, hey, I don't know how we're going to make hard decisions together, or whatever those reservations are, get on a Zoom. You don't have to say tomorrow we're partnering up. You can say, let's start getting into the process of potentially merging our companies and start getting on Zooms. Like right now, me and Mahmoud, we're not obviously we're not saying anything, but there may or may not be a third partner coming in, but what we're doing right now is we're getting on Zooms at least once or twice a week, and we're going in order based on stuff like, how would it work with the 3 of us? What are our unique abilities? Does it even make sense? What's our company structure right now? What's your company structure? How would we merge those? Okay, this is what we do day to day. That's what you do. How would those overlap? What systems do we? And we're really going deep into it. We're not rushing into it. And then at the end on that last Zoom, where if we're like, okay, I still feel good about this, then we're going to merge companies, right? But again, we started it because I had a gut feeling about this person. Same thing I did with Mahmoud. I brought it up to him, and then I brought it up to them, and now we are talking about it. And when I keep telling what I see for the future for us, they're both seeing it, but their analytical brains are going that way. But the Zooms are what's helping us a lot, because it's cool to see somebody's vision painted, but to actually like go through the process together and solidify stuff and go through what's on your mind, your reservations, it makes it a lot easier when you can feel better about those and actually discuss them with the other person. And then you guys see how you guys work by discussing something as big as merging.
I like it. Mahmoud, do you have anything for that, or are you good?
Yeah, I mean, it's also kind of like, ask yourself basically, how big do you want your company to be, Jonah? Like, how big do you want it to be?
I want it to be very big. Very, very big. I want 50 mil at least in the wholesaling alone in 10 years.
Then ask yourself, right, in the year 2033, when the Forbes article comes out, who are the owners? Who are the owners of the company? Is that person one of the owners? Do you see it? Is it just your name? What do you feel when you think about that? Yeah. Right? And then you can essentially work that.
Yeah,
that's that I don't know. I'm still conflicted about it. My guts has a hard time with it. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Because like, if I'm being honest with you, man, like, you are a great visionary, right? But you are also pretty good at integrating on your own as well. And it seems like the way that your life is set up, right? Like, you're pretty good by yourself. You don't need, it doesn't sound like you really do need, like, you know, someone to basically co-partner a business with you, because the way that I see it is you do have a lot of the like engineering problem solving. Like you can come up with processes, with procedures, protocol. You're a very, very talented dude in that regard. All it might be what you need is you just need somebody to execute, because you, like, an integrator isn't someone that sits out there, that just sits there and does does the programming or the coding or the building the software. The person, the integrator, is somebody who tells that technician dude what to do, and they execute, build that for them. The integrator comes up with the systems, with the plans, and trial and error. You've been doing that for years, and you've been doing a pretty good job with it. I think that gut feeling, that kind of confusion is coming with partly from the fact that you feel like you kind of already are that to some massive extent. And maybe you just don't like to build out pipelines and funnels by yourself. So maybe just get somebody to do that for you.
I think you're right. Here's the thing. It's what I need to do. Here's what I've decided. And like, I think you guys are making this more clear to me. So I appreciate you guys just turning this into therapy for me instead of like an actual podcast.
A lot of people are thinking about the same thing in regards to their lives. This is really, really big.
Because I wanted to hear your guys' stuff with partnering. Because like for me, right, my main thing is, God, I just hate doing this shit, right? Like this part of the business. I can do it, but it's just really goddamn annoying, right? Now, I think what I've decided what needs to happen is I need to try to hire a systems engineer, see if I have someone who just like, if I snap my fingers, he creates a cold calling system type of thing. If that's all I really need, that I think is going to work. But then if I feel like there's still something missing, then there's like an issue. I think I need to hire first just to see it. I don't think I'm ready basically to do it, even though part of me is also like there's like a 50-50 chance in my mind that I'm going to do it. I'm going to hire, and then I'm going to be like, no. And that's going to take like a full like 6-month process to realize. And I just wasted a ton of time.
You didn't waste it. You could get that person next to you, and now they're telling them like how to build, right?
So it might be a huge waste of time, and I don't know, we'll see. Like it's also kind of hard because all of my mentors have partners, which is like also like a, do I really think I'm better than them type of thing too. The only one I know who isn't is Brent, and it would be interesting to talk to him at some point. And he's not my mentor, but like I know him really well. I'm also going to go to the mastermind and talk to people about it, because it's like the most interesting thing right now is for me, do I really need that partner that's like checking me and stuff like that? Because I don't feel like I need a partner. It's kind of cool having like a partner for Zapier and all of that, and it's fun like talking to them and like coming up with stuff, but like that's not like a necessary need for me. I definitely am never starting a business without a partner again though, because to have those elements at the beginning already set up immediately, or someone who's going to do it from the ground zero. I never want to ground zero create a business again without a partner. But the fact that I already have a business that makes a decent amount of money, and then like what will get me to the next step is it going to be hiring it? Because I feel like the two job roles is COO and systems integrator or systems engineer. And it's like, can I hire a systems engineer for pretty cheap? Yes. The COO is always going to be expensive. That's going to be like $100K and then like 10% of revenue type of thing, right? Probably like a $200K a year like position. So the question is probably what's going to happen. Like my gut is telling me, just with like my personality, is what's going to happen is I'm going to try to do the hiring thing, and then it's going to go mediocrely, and then I'm going to end up partnering anyways. That's what I have. That's what I'm worried is going to happen.
So it seems like your gut's telling you that you're just going to want to partner with somebody.
Yeah, my gut is telling me here's what my gut is kind of telling me that, like a little bit like I'm going to end up partnering with somebody, and I should just listen to my gut.
I'm 100%. I'm telling you right now, like following gut instincts is a lot of things. People don't do that because they're like, no, my brain knows more than my gut does, but it's not actually true all the time, because your gut feelings come from your subconscious mind. So like if your subconscious mind is telling you to do something, that's why I follow my gut with everything now. When it comes to reading books, when it comes to making decisions, like I think about them, and if I have this gut feeling for a certain period of time, then I know it's not just I'm not just jumping on it. Like it's actually a thing. So there's a reason why I keep having this intention, this intuitive feeling. It's my intuition. It's just my subconscious mind pointing me into the direction I need to go to get to where I want to get to. So that's all it's doing. It's giving you like a shortcut. It's like, hey, go this way. You're like, I don't know. It's telling me to go straight, but I kind of want to go right for a little bit and then wind up back on that straight path, you know? So that's why I said, like, what's your gut telling you? I'm a big believer in following your gut, but I also, you know, not always. Like if my gut tells me something and then I'm like, you know what, let me sleep on it a little bit and see. And if I still have this gut feeling in a week, then I know it's not just you know, an upset tummy. Like I would follow your gut. If you're telling yourself already, I know I'm going to hire somebody and then 6 months later I'm going to partner. Well, then why do that? Why not just partner and then hire somebody and have them manage and delegate the work to that person? And
because in the end, it's going to be 50% less forever, which sucks.
Is it though?
But
does that really suck? No.
But is it actually going to be 50% less? It might be 50% less per deal, but is it going to be 50% less than what you're making? If you're making 100K by yourself and you partner with somebody and you guys make 300K in a month, you make 150,000 take home. That's 50K more than you made by yourself.
I think also
the question is also it's like, can we do that? It's like, is that really what is missing?
You need the Zoom
that is doing it.
You guys need to hop on a Zoom and like actually discuss this. Like not just like decide it yet. Just like, hey, we're thinking of doing this. Let's get on the Zoom and discuss our reservations, discuss our values, our goals, see if we align. And if we still feel like we align,
we did that Zoom 2 months ago and basically everything aligned except then I basically like the issue is that I'm like, I think I'm fucking this up probably with like,
I agree
about like, could I hire this more?
No, I think you're overthinking. What you're doing is instead of following your gut and your intuition, you're just your brain, you're getting into your head right now because I think it seems cooler to do this by yourself. It also, you think you might make more money by yourself. And the fact that you're giving up some sort of roles and responsibilities to somebody else and it's not yourself, you've been doing it for so long, it seems like maybe I'm taking a cop out, or it's not going to be better, I'm going to make less money like than I'm making now. That's all just completely false. If you align completely with him and your gut's telling you one thing and you guys discuss this and you know for a fact in 6 months you're going to want to partner with him anyway, you know, then just do it. Like
it's the thing is you're 100% right. Is my gut is telling me that I'm going to try this for 6 months and I'm going to end up partnering anyway. And then my mind is telling me it's like, you should, because then it's like, you'll get more money. And honestly, it is a little bit of the greed, right? Like it's a little bit of the greed. And then also like the comparing, and this is why I asked you this, Mahmoud, the comparing of where my business is compared to the other person's business, because my business is a lot more than the other person's business. But at the same time, you're 100% right, John. Who cares where our businesses are now if we all of a sudden double them?
Exactly. It's the potential. It's always the potential. You have to ask yourself, is that partnership going to result in me making way more than I am by myself? And the answer might be yes, it might be no. And just to make
the answer is definitely yes. That's the thing that my gut and my brain say it definitely is. But and then there's a part that's like, is there another? And then my greedy side is like, is there another way? So probably I kind of agree with what John's saying. I think John hit it on the nail.
Because like, think about it too, right? If you right now get to a point with by yourself, you're doing.
Great. I love that we're doing this live.
Yeah. Like if you get to a point by yourself right now where you're consistently making $100,000 every month after month after month after month, do you and you feel like, okay, you know, I can get this person on and we're going to take a dip, but eventually we'll be able to do, you know, 250,000 month after month after month after month after month. You basically are making more money now.
Yeah.
And then it's also true that it's just like none of our mentors don't have partners. All of them have partners.
You know what you also get back? You don't lose 6 months. You don't lose it. Time is one thing we never get back, right? So that's why we got to be intentional with every single minute we have, right? Every single minute, every single hour, every single day, right? You could be more present in your life when you have a partner too. You don't have to say, let me try these 6 months and knowing that I'm going to go back and partner. It's just like, well, then what was the point of those 6 months? It's like you're taking time for granted at that point. You know what I mean? Who knows? He might not even want to partner with you in 6 months. He might find a partner in 6 months. You don't know. So there's all that unknown. But if you have that gut feeling, that silent knowing, like I need to partner with him, then why not take the chance? Just do it.
Right.
I would say I've had this feeling too for you guys. I think you guys should partner. I've told both of you guys at the last mastermind. I think you guys are making a mistake not partnering. Okay. Especially if you want to build something, right? Would you rather make $50 million with somebody else or make $5 million by yourself?
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You make more money, but you split less of it. And if you made 50 million by yourself, you make 50 million. If you make 50 million with somebody else, you make 25, but it might take you 30 years to make 50, and it might take you 10 years to make 50 with the other person.
Right.
That's
also
the truth.
Be prepared to completely like disfigure parts of your business and configure new parts. You know, like there's stuff about, you know, like maybe there are certain expenses that you incur or certain things that you're doing in your business model that after, you know, getting insight from your partner, you're like, okay, we need to do away with all of this stuff right now. We need to add this. We need to remove that. We need to basically, like, you definitely are going to need to meet each other halfway, especially when you're merging like existing businesses, and just do it all with the intention that we're going to include and incorporate stuff that's going to dramatically improve output down the line.
I need to talk to him again, because you guys are hitting. You made such a good point there, John, about the gut versus the mind.
Huge.
Because you're right. It's not that it's definitely my gut is leaning towards partnering, and then my mind is like, but what if we could have my cake and eat it too?
Yeah.
Right. That's what it is in the end.
Bro, what is greed? It's one of the 7 deadly sins, right?
True.
Exactly. And greed is a complete opposite of abundance. If you believe in abundance and you believe in source and you believe in all this stuff, right? But when you start feeding towards greed and jealousy and all this stuff, you're completely disaligned with everything else that you're actually saying you believe in. So if you believe in an abundance, right, then you know you'll just make a lot more money by sharing with somebody else. So it's not about like, oh, I'm going to make less. Like, no, you're not. If you really think of like me and Mahmoud might bring on another person. So I'm making 50%, I'm making 33. But why? Because 33% of $10 million is more than 50% of $500,000. So it doesn't matter the percentage. All that matters is what percent are you getting of. 100% of a grape is not more than 50% of a watermelon, right? So do you want to be the watermelon or the grape? That's really what it comes down to. If you want to be the watermelon, your gut's telling you what you need to do. You have a vision. Your gut's telling you how to get there. Your conscious mind is not as creative as your subconscious. So when you start thinking of how this way and you don't listen to this, you're literally taking your subconscious and telling it to shut up. But it works. It's tapped into universal force. It's tapped into the universal life force, something you can't comprehend and will never comprehend, right? And it's telling you how to get to where you want to go. And you're saying, no, my conscious mind knows more than you, so shut up. You're
hitting it so on the head right now, John. God damn it, dude. All right, yeah. I'm pretty convinced at that, because like literally, especially when I said it out loud of like, I'm going to, when my subconscious is speaking, it's like, or it's not my subconscious here, but my conscious is like, let's try out 6 months, seeing if I hire the person, and then that solves all the problems. And then if it doesn't, then I'll partner.
Yeah, it's like, let me buy this car.
It's just like, I would actually solve all the problems right now by partnering up.
And save yourself time.
And save myself time.
And probably make more money in 6 months than you would have by partnering 6 months from now.
Luke says, gut is telling me to walk out of my job. Let's go.
All right, so then tomorrow, Luke, you're going to give your 2 weeks notice.
There you go. Damn, that was some good shit. That's kind of what I needed. I'm so glad this podcast had nothing to do with you guys and a lot more. Well, it did a little bit at the beginning, but definitely like the second part was mostly about me. But we already hit an hour, so it's usually this is what it is. This is definitely a completely different type of podcast. Generally, I'm asking questions, and that was a lot of good business therapy that I needed in that moment. So just real quick, I'm gonna just do it. Like, what did you guys have anything like I have right now? Like any fears of partnering up, any at all? And then how'd you get through them? That's like kind of like the transferred version of what I usually ask as the last question.
Any fears of partnering up? Not for me. No, none at all whatsoever. I mean, because I waited years, you know, like, right. and like if I did have fears of partnering up, and then, you know, like maybe a year into my journey, right? And, you know, that proved badly for me. And then eventually, like, it got to a point where I delayed it so much to where it was the obvious decision.
Right.
I had zero fears. I knew it's what we needed to do.
I had the same thought as you, Jonah. I was like, well, no, because if I sign a deal for 10,000, I'm only making 5. But then I'm like, wait a second, that's so short-term thinking. Like, what am I even doing here? And I had, again, my gut told me Mahmoud. And then he's like, hey, you want to partner? Yeah, sure. Like, he told me we were on a Google Meet comping, and he asked me that question. And I was like, yep. I just like saw the next like 25 years of our lives. And I'm like, yes, 100%. And now it's just like walking more confidence now, because I was struggled at buyers, and now I have this guy, getting buyers for us. So like, there wasn't any fear necessarily. It was just like, well, shit, I'm in a rut right now, and I'm about to take a pause from wholesaling to dig myself to build this thing. So I'm really not gonna have any money coming in. Like, I was at a point where I almost liquidated my 401k because I had almost depleted my whole savings from when I quit my job by living, because I hadn't gotten a deal done in a couple of months. And then when Mahmoud said, you want to partner, like, I knew for a fact it was going to work out. So I was like, you know what? If I have to, liquidate my 401k, if I have to eat a bunch of leftovers all the time and go back home like, I don't care, because I know this is going to work out. This is going to work. And then it did. We closed the year with 12. I did more deals in the third month of us together than I did for the whole entire year of 2022. We did 12 deals in December. I had only done 5 before.
I love it. I love it, guys.
So
I love it. All right. Well, I think I know the call I'm going to make after this, but I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are good friends. I appreciate you guys giving me like the advice that I needed right there, because I think that was like the little bit of the push, like especially from people who are partnering up. And that's kind of why I brought you on. I hope that the audience enjoyed that. They better have, because that was a lot of fucking good business advice right there of like what you should be doing, what you should be looking for. So I appreciate you boys. Is there anywhere where people can reach you? Like anything you guys are trying to promote? Like what are you guys trying to hit right now?
Yeah, I mean, right next to my name, that's deals@snapflip.net. If you have anything in Florida, send it to that email. We'll take a look at it. We'll comp it, and we'll work it for you guys. We help a lot of people sell their deals. We're assigned like 2 to 3 a week. And out of those 2 to 3, almost they're either always JVs or they're a mix of 2 JVs, 1 direct of our deal. So we'll help you sell your deals and all that stuff. We also have, I don't have the link here. I could have gotten it for you, but we have a SnapFlip newsletter where every Monday there's a poll, and you vote on your topic or your tool. And then on Thursday, we submit either a Loom video of that topic, or I give you the tool, like a comping calculator we created. So that's what we do there. And then, follow us both on IG. Jonah, how do I comment on YouTube? I got to go on YouTube, don't I?
There's a comment. No. Go to comments on the right side. Just tell me what you want to comment.
All right. Hey, I'll put it in private chat.
No, it's like if you go 4 above the private chat, Mahmoud, help him out. You're his partner, dude. This is you. Yeah, go 4 above it. Yeah, I got you though. It's in the comments. So this is your Instagram.
Yeah,
that's my Instagram. And what I'll do too is I'm gonna give anybody on here the soft vet calculator that our VA uses to soft vet properties for us on Privy, and it also is a landing page to get onto our newsletter if you want to be part of all the value that we try to provide everybody. So let's get that copied.
Mahmoud, is there anything you want to promote, or is
I just put my Instagram too right in the private chat.
Okay. Yeah, follow these guys on Instagram. They're dope. Is there a reason why you're giving out the soft vet calculator right now?
Yeah, because it'll help everybody.
Do this. If you want the soft vet calculator, you got to follow John and Mahmoud on Instagram and come onto our Q&A lives. And then you'll get the fucking soft vet calculator. You don't get it here tonight. You get it once you follow John, follow Mahmoud. You got to show both, and you got to send a screenshot to John, and then he'll give it to you.
Yeah. And then I'll direct it to underneath my name, because I have it on my bio.
Awesome. Boys, I appreciate you so much. Is there any last words?
No, Jonah, man, I appreciate you. You on Secret Agent Challenge 1.0, just having a good time with agents was also one of the reasons why I joined Astro Flipping in the first place, which then led me to wholesaling, which led me to Mahmoud, which will eventually lead me to become a billionaire. So appreciate you for jumpstarting my entrepreneurship career.
So it was all me.
It was all Jonah. No, actually, Mahmoud, I think we got to break our partnership. I got to partner with.
I also got Mahmoud into Astro, so there we go.
You guys got to tell that story. You guys got to tell that story one day of how Mr. Buyer.
We will tell it one day. One day, my YouTube channel will know like how Mahmoud became mean. It was all because of me.
Pretty much.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Boys, you guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys. I don't know when's the next time I'm going to see you. Do you guys have any events you're going to soon? Probably.
I'm not making it to the mastermind. I think you're going, right?
Yeah, I'll probably be there.
Okay, I'm not going to the mastermind, so we'll see each other at some point. And I always see you guys. I literally see you every single day, John.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
So I'll see you tomorrow. All right, boys. I will see y'all later. Skorch the Fears, episode 79, I think, or something like that.
Episode Snap
Let's
Flip.
go. Episode Snap Flip. Thank you guys for the advice. I will see y'all next week, 5 p.m. PST. Let's freaking go.